Peace, family. What's up? I'm back at y'all with another little quick video, quick little message. Just want to share this with whoever needs to hear this message because I'm feeling inspired, and I just want to really just shine a light on this and bring some clarity to this topic. And as you can see by the title, it's talking about invoking change. And what I mean by that, just to kind of sum it up and get right to the point, invoking change is to literally put out a certain action, whether that be physically, mentally, or spiritually, with the determination to change something or with the desire to change something. And this can really apply to a lot of areas in your life. So that's why I feel like this was a really good topic to just share what has helped me when it comes to invoking change and how beneficial it can be for you to focus on the different ways to invoke change. And I feel like there's only one way to go about changing a situation in your life. I also think that change in general is the one thing that we can agree that's gonna always be going on. It's all things are always gonna be changing. Nothing is permanent. And I think 2020 has shown us a lot of like what is not permanent. How much how quickly things can change. And I know a lot of people suffer with being stuck in certain ways that they aren't comfortable with being in, or certain ideas that they had that they've always been taught. That's kind of like where they stay. They never try to change. And I think that can be dangerous sometimes because, like I said, everything is about changing. When things don't change, or when you don't change with the times, or when you don't adapt or evolve, then literally the universe steps in and creates this chaotic moment for you that forces you to change. So it's like, regardless, you're gonna have to change. So that's one thing, or two things. And then I think on the third thing why I really wanted to talk about this was because there are certain people that are ready to change. They really are wanting to initiate a new way of living that they know can ultimately help them live better. And the problem is, though, they've been so fixated in this certain way of living that it's really, really, really hard to change and get out of those certain habits and cycles that they've been in forever. Um, so basically, I just wanted to share what helped me. And I think out of all three of these, there are three ways that you can really invoke change, and that's physically, like I said earlier, um, spiritually, and mentally. And I think the way that has helped me the most, I'll start out with, is spiritually. Because spiritually it deals with the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind. And spiritually, when you really tap in and you get a understanding of the spiritual laws that govern the planet, and that I'm talking about, you know, all is mine. Look into the Kabbalion if you want to just get deeper into the laws of the universe. This video won't be about that, but basically, yeah, when it comes to you changing spiritually, you're tapping straight into the source. And we know that everything is functioning off that subconscious mind. So it's one of the most liberating techniques. It's one of the most liberating techniques to start from, and it's also one of the most, I say, quickest, because the subconscious mind is what I have posted on my video, or posted on my channel earlier, about affirmations. It's dealing with affirmations. It's dealing with really sticking to something on a repeatedly basis in order to train yourself to get out of that certain cycle. So maybe you dealing with self-worth issues, so you're telling yourself for 30 days, I love myself, I am worthy. And you're doing this for 30 days, and after that 30 day, you find that it's easier for you to adapt to feeling worthy. So that's what I mean when I say invoking change spiritually. It's really tapping into the source, looking at what it is you don't want, and literally every day for a minimum of 30 days, doing the complete opposite so that you break the cycle of that habit or break the cycle of that pattern. Now, that's not always easy for everybody because it takes a lot of spiritual endurance, and it takes a lot of discernment. And not only that, you got to want to really be whatever it is you're trying to invoke spiritually. So it's a more challenging one. And I find that this one is easy for me, but I find that a lot of people um, find spiritually invoking change is challenging. But also I think it's one of the ones that is most beneficial because we can see this even in religion. You know, religion makes it to where you are invoking a lot of changes within yourself spiritually. You know, you make sure that you're at your place of worship on a routinely basis. You make sure that you're doing offerings, you're paying money or whatever, you're giving out prayers on a daily basis, you're involved, and you're reading these spiritual texts that are really helping you to spiritually connect with yourself. And then through all of that, you're willing to structure your entire life around those spiritual beliefs that you're adopting from their religion. So that's another way you're spiritually invoking change. So like I said, it's one of the more um, I find it's one of the ones that is more difficult to for people to tap into because we haven't really been taught how to do that. It's something that you gotta really kind of like self-teach yourself because you gotta really understand how your subconscious mind works and how your unconscious mind works. Um, So that's spiritually, and then you got mentally though. That you know, if it's a challenge for you to really break a habit or addiction spiritually through the subconscious mind and unconscious mind, you can do things mentally. There's a way to mentally do it, you know, and mentally, you do that by literally learning certain thought patterns that you normally had, and learning certain ways that you are thinking. It's really analyzing a lot of your mind and the thoughts that you have with yourself. It's spiritual as well, but it's more so emotional, and I'll say mental, emotional, because you're dealing with your emotions and your feelings and your thought forms, and you're literally working on how you're reacting to certain things. Um, and that's another way to really invoke change in yourself is to start to listen more to what your emotions want to do. That's your intuition. Following more what your intuition needs. Connecting more with your emotions and how you're feeling, and even trying to find ways to connect more with yourself. Working out, expressing yourself through singing, through the arts. You know, and that's all types of ways. A lot of sports deal with a lot of mental invoking change mentally and emotionally. Outdoor activities, connecting with nature, that's another way. Yeah, and I guess you could also say that's linked to physical too, you know. So I'll move on to physical, and then I'll come back to what I'm really like connecting everything to. So also physically, you can evoke change through your diet and through the things that you are eating on a regular basis, and just the things that you listening to the body, caring for the body more, massaging the body, just doing things that help you to really connect more with yourself, with your body, and that could be not eating certain things, not doing certain drugs to the body, which really is gonna involve a lot of discipline and a lot of you know self endurance. Like you're gonna really have to physically, you know, it's also a hard one because you really have to put in the physical endurance to change certain things that you don't like about yourself or that you want to just change in general. So invoking that change is a lot more physically. But I wanted to say, like, when it comes to all three of these, physically, mentally, and spiritually, you can see that they all are connected in a sense. You can kind of find each one inside of each one, and that's why I think this is such an interesting topic because you can invoke change in more than one way. You don't have to just just dread, like if it's cigarettes. Let's say it's cigarettes, and You're ready to stop smoking cigarettes. Well, you don't have to just force yourself to stop just smoking cigarettes, just not buy them, because that may be really hard. Maybe you can start by telling yourself some positive self-talk. You know, you can work it a little bit with the mental, and then you can start like looking into spiritual causes of wanting to smoke cigarettes, or what it means spiritually to smoke a cigarette. So you can tap into it spiritually, and then you can also hit it physically by literally doing other things or taking alternative measures in order to continue to get rid of that addiction, you know. But ultimately, it's showing you that they're all interchangeable and that they all work. So don't feel like you're trapped and like this is the only way you can defeat this quote unquote demon that you're facing. Um, Realize that there are physical ways, spiritual ways, and mental ways. Make sure that you're doing your research and make sure that you're just really not feeling like trapped or closed off, because that's one thing 2020 has really taught me, is that you're never trapped. There's always a way out. There's always answers. There's always solutions. You just gotta like be looking for that and not be stuck on the problem or the issue or what's going wrong, you know. Hope that made sense. I know that was kind of a lot in one go, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of get this video out, and to whoever watched it this far, I appreciate you. And until next time, stay blessed.